everybody, it's Tanya from the Quilters Market. We are so excited that you're here with us today. We are going to reveal our blockbusters. So exciting. So today we're going to work on block number 11. It's called Rain Dance. This is the cutting instructions, so you should have received in the mail the instructions for cutting as well as 2 fabrics. And now I'm going to show you how to put it together. According to the cutting instructions, we're going to need to cut 4.5 by 4.5 inch squares, and we need a total of 5. So if you look at the diagram here, the A pieces are these 4 corners as well as this center. If you then look at the diagram here, the center is a different color than the 4 corner squares. So what I did is I cut one 4.5 by 4.5 inch square of the red, and then I also cut 4.5 by 4.5 of my background fabric, which is this cream color. So then it says that we need to cut B. B, you need to cut 2.5 by 4.5 rectangles. If you look at the pattern, B makes up part of your flying geese. Okay, you have a total of 8 flying geese. You need a total of 8 2.5 by 4.5 rectangles. So these are the colors that we used for our rectangles. And again, you need a total of 8. Okay, then you need C. C, you need 2.5 by 2.5 inch squares, and you need a total of 20. If you look at our diagram, the C makes up the remaining portion of the flying geese, and it also makes the square in a square in that center piece. So these are my 2.5 inch squares, and I cut 20. Now I started with my center square first. So the first thing you're going to do is take your square that is 4.5 by 4.5 inches, and take one of your squares that are 2.5 inches, and you're going to do the folded corner method. Whatever you prefer to do your folded corner method, do that option. Today I'm going to show you our folded corner clipper and how to use it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to line up my folded corner clipper. The folded corner clipper has already a 2.5 inch designated line. So I'm going to line up my folded corner clipper so that the corner line here and is lined up with my square. This center line right here, that's actually going to be my 1/4 inch stitch line. Okay, so I'm going to take my rotary cutter and I'm going to cut that off. Then I'm going to take this to my sewing machine and sew 1/4 inch from corner to corner. And it looks like this. So there I have my stitched line. The next thing I'm going to do is press this open, and I'm ready to do my next corner. So I go ahead and I place my 2.5 inch square right on top. I take my folded corner clipper and I line it up, and I'm going to sew right on this line. I'm going to repeat that on all 4 corners until I have my piece that looks like this. And that now becomes my center square. Next, I have my flying geese. So I'm going to start with my rectangle that is 4.5 by 2.5. And I'm going to take my 2.5-inch square and place it right on the edge because this is the part that I want to cut off. So I'm going to line my folded corner clipper, the 2.5, right with that 2.5 edge. And cut that off. Then I'm going to take it to my sewing machine and do my 1/4 inch seam. So it'll look like this, 1/4 inch seam. Then I'm going to press it open. And now I need to do the other side. So I place my next 2.5-inch square right on top, and I take my folded corner clipper and I line it up. I take that edge off. I take it to my sewing machine and I sew that 1/4 inch. So you're going to sew from corner to corner, and I end up with a piece like this. I will have a total of 8 of these. Then I need to sew them together. So I'm going to take 2 halves and sew a 1/4 inch and then press open. I'm going to do that 4 more times so that I have a total of 8. And that is how we construct Rain Dance. So like we've always done with blockbusters, now I'm going to show you the staff blocks. So we have this one, which was created by Hyde. Isn't that beautiful? We have this one that was created by Maria Barr. Then Andrea, who's done our new video series, Quilt As You Go, this is her block. Isn't that stunning? We also have Susan Brown's block. Very, very pretty as well. And I believe this is Bonnie's block. Mary Steele with all the little bumblebees. Looks like we have a second version from Susan Brown, using just a little bit different in the colorway. And we have Betsy's. What you've all been waiting for is Little Linny's. Thank you so much for joining us for Blockbusters 11. We look forward to seeing you soon.